Hey there, James here. I want to do something a little different with my YouTube channel today. Normally I do fun skits or, short films, stuff like that. Today I wanted to talk about something a little more personal. Back in February of 1999, I was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure, which basically means my kidneys quit working. At that time, the kidney function was about between 2% to 1.5%, so I had very, very low kidney functions. And so I had to look at either dialysis or getting a kidney transplant. I got on the waiting list for a kidney and was considering my options for dialysis. Um, and in the meantime, my sister got tested, and it turned out she could donate to me. So in December of 1999, I ended up getting a kidney transplant. I'll put up some pictures right now of me getting the transplant, or me in the hospital anyway. So now it's 13 years later, and I just wanted to, let people know what it's like to be post-transplant over a decade later and how my life has been. So things have been great. Let me first tell you about my sister. Her name's Gail. And for Gail, she was in the hospital when she donated, I believe, 2 days, and then she was released. And she's been fine since then. She is doing great. I mean, it's 13 years later, and she's had no problems whatsoever for donating or actually really anything else. She's doing well. And for me, life has been amazing. I mean, before my surgery, I was just exhausted all the time. I was very sickly, very pale. When I'd go to work in the morning, I would be exhausted by my first break in the morning, and I would typically maybe go out to the car and take a nap, or I'd do that at lunch, or or in my afternoon break. A day wouldn't go by where I didn't take maybe a 10-minute nap, maybe two. Then I also had gout, which for those of you who aren't familiar with gout, is a very painful condition where uric acid builds up in your blood and crystallizes and forms in joints, usually your big toe, and it's excruciatingly painful. I mean, I hear it's the most painful condition there is, but it was horrible. So after my transplant, I didn't have that issue anymore. I mean, it's been 13 years since I've had a gout flare up, so that's great. My 13th year anniversary is this coming up Sunday, the 16th of December. So I'm happy about that. And my health after the transplant, besides not having gout anymore, I've just had so much energy. I could eat whatever I wanted. Kidney or renal failure diets are very restrictive on what you can eat, proteins and various things that just you can't have. So afterwards, just, food was so good. I mean, it just tasted better. I could have whatever I wanted. So that was great. And 13 years later, I'm doing great. No health issues at the moment. I'm still very careful about being around sick people. I'm still on a lot of immunosuppressants. With a kidney transplant, you come with you have to take immunosuppressants for the rest of your life as long as the kidney's still functioning. So 13 years, and I've been taking anti-rejection medication. It's not a big deal. It's like some pills in the morning, some pills in the evening. And I just avoid being around sick people, and I wash my hands a lot, just to avoid catching anything. I've been able to do so much with my life that I wouldn't have without the transplant. I've afterwards I got into a lot of theater, did a lot of shows. I'm gonna throw up some pictures or something right here, and also the YouTube channel. So I can maybe put up some videos or something here as well. And then I've produced a movie, and I'm working on my second one right now. So just been so lucky and so fortunate that my sister was able to give me a kidney. And I just want to let people know, because I know when I was waiting or when I just first got my transplant, I'm like, how long do kidneys last? And they can last a long time. You just have to be careful. You got to eat right and exercise and do all the things you should be doing anyway. But it's made such a difference in my life. And waiting, when as I was mentioning, when I first got mine, I would see someone who had like 5 years or 6 years or 10 years, be like, wow, they like this is great to hear, because you're always afraid maybe something could happen to your kidney, and you just want to hear that there are people out there that have a kidney for a long time from a transplant. So I just want everyone to know that yes, 13 years this coming up Sunday, and hope to have another 13 years or more. So that's basically what I wanted to say with this video. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. I do have a site I want to send people to who have questions. This is a fellow named Damien who, I'll just put up a link right here to his videos. He also had a transplant a number of years ago, and he documented his recovery time, and he also interviewed his donor, post-op, so you can get a good idea of if you have any questions about either what it's like after a surgery, or what it's like for the donor after the surgery. So check those out. He's a very good source for reference material if you're looking into it. Or feel free to ask me a question. Ask any questions. If I have enough questions, maybe I'll do another video and let you know the answers, or I'll just message you back. So just want to say it's totally worth it, and I love you, sis. Thank you so much. Bye. So one other thing about transplants that's interesting. Everyone has ways of how they remember to take their medication. You can either have a watch with a little alarm to tell you, it's like, hey, time to take your medication, beep, beep, beep. So in my case, I have my cat Shampoo here, and I had her before I had my transplant. And once I had my transplant, I would take my medication, typically 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. is when I would take mine. And she kind of got trained to come get a treat every time I would take my medication. I'd give her a treat. So eventually got to the point where she ended up reminding me to take my medication, because she would be waiting in the kitchen wanting her treat. So now we kind of look out for each other. It's like if I forget to take my medication, if I'm watching a movie or something comes on, she reminds me that it's time for a treat. And then if I take my medication, she'll come trucking in, ready to have her treat. So that's one way to help you use your medication. She is my drug-reminding cat to take my medication. So this is Shampoo, the cat. Say hi, Shampoo. Shampoo, everyone. Thank you. She's grumpy now. She's almost 15 years old. How's that? You want to do it again?